Welcome back to the Rustic Dreamland, everyone, on Glider Gaming Channel. We are gonna come back here today and follow up on all the good works we did last video. Got our exosuits going. We fixed this cooling room so that it actually cools things and releases cool air into the base. Does it actually release cool air into the base? 25 degrees Celsius air, so yeah. Then we started work on the next cooling room. We're a little light on hydrogen for that one, but we'll get that sorted out. It's getting spicy over here. All in all, the base is a little warm. It's going to be one of our next goals is really getting the base cooled down, I think. We're also going to start trying to form our ranch. Because that will create some really stable coal production and food too if we decide we want to take it that route. We could probably get a little bit more hydrogen over here just by opening that up. In fact, we could even let some of this drift over here to collect. Not something I normally pursue in my bases, but since we have need for hydrogen and we're burning so much, normally I don't have a situation where there's no hydrogen in here. Usually I'm trying to figure out ways to get rid of my hydrogen, but that was before I started tying in my hydrogen power to the main trunk. I used to just do these as isolated systems. I was constantly trying to fix the fact that they'd like run out of hydrogen for silly reasons. Not run out of hydrogen. Yeah, they'd run out of hydrogen, but you know, like the water would stop, then they'd run out of power, and then you'd have to restart the whole thing because there'd be no access to power. Whereas now, if the water runs out, you know, these will create the power to get things kick-started. So just a more efficient system with less hiccups to deal with. But means we don't have hydrogen just lying around. Idle dupes. So your dupes go idle when you stop offering jobs inside your base and they need exosuits in order to leave the base, because they'll want to do tasks outside the base, but there won't be any exosuits for them. We have plenty of stuff going on the left side of our base, but really not a lot going on the right side yet, because it's very you know, just not a lot of tasks, just building this ladder, that ladder. Thinking of things, efficiency and things, we can go ahead and I can't we'll go this side. We can do fire poles for quick, easy movement through this area. Cancel this side. We can also do fire poles inside the base on our main ladder system. That'll give them something to do. Just help them move around the base a little quicker. Okay, last time we had broken all this out because we wanted to give them the opportunity to not have to get soggy feet all the time. So we've dropped it down, put that tile there, and they'll be able to get around now without falling in there. Oh, and he's trapped himself on the outside. Good thing we caught that right away. Oh, there's some more Weezeworts. Just drop a ladder right down here. dig out right above it so they can get down to it. And we'll come harvest some more Weezeworts. So I have these set to 8 to get the Weezeworts in there. We can go ahead and plant a Weezewort back in here again. Well, we can't actually plant it. So we can take one of these and we can copy the setting and then just drop down the priority lower. So we'll just make it priority 6, I guess. Should be able to find a couple more Weezeworts down here. And of course, we'll find more delicious sleet wheat. It's the best treat to eat, sleet wheat. You can see that there's a sleet wheat buried right there. Hopefully that won't uproot it. It'll just dig it out of the snow. So we have 1 idle dupe, but that's better than having 5, 6, or 7. Seriously? Why would you even go to that side? Like, it was built all the way up to here. It's so weird. Duplicants are weird. So once again, people just trapping themselves in the strangest places. Yay, even more sleet wheat. So I'm gonna bring this ladder over to this side now, just to make sure that sleet wheat will survive. There's just a Weezewort seed chilling out for some reason. So let's get these guys on the old harvest train. In the long term, that snow may melt. And I told them to dig out actual floor, so it will need ladders there to actually get over to these. I'm not actually going to be able to get down there either, but I don't want to disrupt that sleet wheat. So, build that there. Okay, so we have this area blocked off again. So let's go ahead and break these 2 tiles. Dig those 2 out. Just because I want to. New printers. Dirt does run out, but I don't think it ran out on us. We stopped really using it in the mealwood. I suppose we could take a few more dupes now. Biohazardous won't be a problem now that we have the suits, but those stats aren't terribly impressive. He's a good learner. He'll just take more time in the bathroom. So, okay. Bring in Stinky. Who are we looking here? Got 6 and 8. Might as well give Stinky a job, you know, since we hired him and all. No Master Chef. No Bobby Flay position available. So this one can be an electrical engineer. You would love to be a rancher, but you haven't been a groundskeeper yet. That seems like an oversight. You haven't been a groundskeeper yet? How many groundskeepers do we have? Oh my gosh, groundskeepers. I shouldn't have that many groundskeepers, but whatever. And then this fella, sure, we'll make him a research assistant. He'll just master other jobs faster, so it's not going to be like a problem. Fire poles look really weird while they're being built. So it looks like you know, they're starting and stopping, starting and stopping. But as soon as they build this one here, then that platform will disappear. And once they're built, they turn out all right. Okay, I think we should actually deal with this chlorine problem. So, oh, and then we want to, of course, rebuild these storage bins to put that junk back inside of them. So we're gonna deal with this chlorine. I'm tired of looking at it. We tried to use it in a proactive way, and we were dumb, and it didn't work. So we're gonna get rid of it now. So we're gonna toss in some airflow here. Make sure this chlorine can actually get where we need it to go. And then we're going to go down here into oxygen. We're going to do a carbon skimmer. The carbon skimmer uses water to filter carbon dioxide from the air. And it takes clean water, creates polluted water. So we're just going to tie this into other systems we already have in place. So we've got clean water right here. We're going to take that clean water, and we're going to just run it right down here to the in position. We're going to take the dirty water out position. And make it really derpy, because what is my stream, my videos if they're not just derpy? This is going to create a situation where they can't get in and out of this section anymore, so we're going to need some ladder. And just like with this sensor up here, to stop this from running if there's not actually an issue, we are going to use some automation for this as well. We go with the, maybe it wasn't the other one. Yeah, it's just a little lower. So if this right above it is not CO2, we're not going to run anymore. I don't mind having a little CO2 in the base. Sometimes it's useful, I suppose. And then we have to figure out how to get it into this weird snaky network of pipes. So we're going to have to do a bridge. So we can do a bridge all the way over here to that in pipe. And that should take care of that. And then just make sure it has a valid outlet. And voila. What else is happening out here these days? Oh, they never came up here and finished because they couldn't get past that block right there. So we'll let them drain that block. Let's keep draining water. Why not? If we can get all this water stuff in one convenient location, it's way easier in the long run. So just like that, they're done draining that one. Oh, and we can keep going right up because there's another one. So we'll just have to remember, if we ever like let these two spaces meet, you know, we're gonna have to change these. I told you before we ever built one that you can come over here and why is there water everywhere? Oh, it's melting because we've got this hot gas coming up here and it's melting some stuff. So not a huge deal, just annoying. Yeah, I'm not going to deal with that right now. It's not flooding anything. So anyway, so duplicants can only pass if there's an available dock. So by putting that, they can only go back this way if they can put their suit away. Whereas any dupe in any Atmos suit could have passed through before. So it's just, we'll do that now, just in case we ever forget, because I would be more likely to forget than anything else. So we have all this open space in our base now. We can do stuff with this space. We can have a rec room for even better morale purposes. So that's something we can do too. We're doing okay with morale. I'm not like in a huge rush to get people all the way up the job chains. Wow, lots of sleet wheat in here, guys. When we're ready to get people up the job chains, they're gonna eat good. There's another one right there. So they nope, I don't know if they'll be able to or not, so we better set that one. So that's 1, 2, 3 high, so I'm pretty sure they can't actually get that. So this is what's stopping me from having my nice cold oxygen room. We got all the vents built for that? No, we didn't even get the vents finished. Lots of fun little gases in there. Gotta pump out those nasty gases before you can get to the good ones. So, alright. Cycle 133, it goes pretty fast, doesn't it? I mean, it's been like 11 videos for you, but it doesn't feel like it's been very long for me. We don't have to worry about any hypothermia anymore because we got those awesome exosuits. Oh man, look at all that water we drained. Awesome. All right, yeah, we're draining all this water, but we also wanted to create that pool over here for this water. So we are going to come over here. We're going to clean all the water up that we can. Just go ahead and build a ladder right here. We're actually going to dig a bunch of this out and just make sure there's a huge, lovely reservoir for all this to go into. We can actually do like a similar thing right here too, just to make sure we don't overflow anything, you know. And then here's where your water physics go awry. Water would not do this. Water would drain down. That's why in other spots we were breaking bricks, giving it a drain pathway. Okay, getting some hydrogen to kind of mosey its way back over, which is fine. Starting to get it to pile up over here. Hard to tell like how much we actually have since none of it's breathable over here. But they aren't really focusing on our water needs for this CO2 deal, so I guess we better kick this up a stitch. And they weren't like truly stuck. I was like, oh, they'll be stuck, but we had ladders over here. They just can't quickly and efficiently get where they need to go. That's kind of what I meant. Could come over here and build one more so they could hop over onto this side. And they'll still be able to hop on anything over here they want, so that's all good. They can't walk around over here, though, so that's annoying. We'll just kind of clean this up and give them access to where they need to be. Nobody got trapped, so that's good. Lots of fish in here. I don't know what the steam gas falls. It looks like it falls below oxygen. So in theory, we could open this up and it would be fine. I don't really want to test that theory, though. I think, if anything, we'll just build an air pump in here to pump out gases so that there's always room for steam. We'll just, like, put it all the way over here somewhere so that actual steam won't get caught in it. No big deal. Just a cool 27 fungal spores and 200 and some meal lice. I'm sure there's something you can do with all those seeds. I've just never really cared enough to figure it out. Okay, we still need power. So now we want to start thinking about, like, how much power these lines are using. Energy. So potential power is 1.92 kilowatts. Way more than this line can actually handle. But most of, like, the docks are never going to run, really. If they do run, it's for a fraction of a second. The liquid filter runs very infrequently. The water sieve runs. So this line looks super overtaxed, but it's really not. So we'll just go ahead and toss this in on that line since it's convenient. If it becomes a problem, stuff starts taking damage, we can always move it. In fact, now that we've dug out this area, we can do a second layer of insulation, I guess. I always get a little worried when the actual insulation layer starts warming up. That gives me a little bit of pause. Oh, look at that. This room's colder than that room. Doesn't make any sense. Except that we kind of have that, you know, heat over here. So we could break all this stuff, I think. You can't break the door. We could try to insulate that more if we want. We could also just expand the room out one more and make 5 Weezeworts. That would probably overcome the deficit too. Oh, I didn't notice this other little cold biome down here. A couple more Weezeworts. Nice. Grab those two. New printable. Fertilizer. Fertilizer runs out, and you can make more, but it creates a lot of heat and stuff, so... Then again, at this point, we aren't even farming anything that needs it. Fertilizer is useful once you like, make a proper farm room, and then you have a room just like the power room where there's a device that you can take resource A and convert, which is fertilizer in this case, and convert it into a super fertilizer, resource B. So they can't actually reach that without scaffolding, so here you are, chums. Okay, so we're going to set this one for carbon dioxide. And that, yep, is now running. So we see we've got clean water coming in, very, very small amounts of polluted water coming out. And over the next few cycles, we'll see this lower and lower and lower until we have a layer of chlorine. So when that happens, we're going to want a gas pump set up with automation. And power, of course. So now we might be taxing this line a bit. Because this is going to be running for a while, and that will be running. Just in case we don't want to... I just want to get the chlorine out, so... Toss that there. Oh, we found a bunch more sandstone. That's weird. I thought we were out of sandstone. So we're just going to drop that in a vent right there for whatever we aren't filtering out. Then we need to get rid of this stuff. Yeah, that'll be fine. I think that'll work. Oh, we used to just have all carbon dioxide out here. Oh, wow. We used to have all carbon dioxide out here. Now we have tons and tons of polluted oxygen. That's a problem, guys. Our mushrooms won't grow in polluted oxygen. And I don't know if mushrooms actually destroy carbon dioxide or how this happened. But all of the CO2 has been falling down here. Yikes. So better yet, we should seal this area in better. We're going to seal this area in. We're going to find a way to pump polluted, or pump carbon dioxide in here. So we have a good amount of food, but like if we just stop growing mushrooms, it's going to be a problem. So what we'll do is we'll filter this for oxygen. We'll just pump everything down here, I guess. This is a problem you don't normally have. Worst case scenario, we can pump stuff from here all the way over. It'll be a little hot, but mushrooms can grow in pretty warm temperatures. 35 degrees. Just kidding. Not very warm temperatures at all. Yikes, yikes, yikes. We may, in fact, just move these down below. We may just seal this off entirely and just allow duplicants to enter this area and walk through over to here. We might just do that, because then all of the basis CO2 will eventually flow over there. I think that's the route we might just take. Because then we also just don't have to worry about cleaning the CO2. We're going to turn this off for a minute. Cancel all this. I don't want to cancel the... I don't want to cancel the fire pole. Gas pipe. Cancel. We could still run this. We'd run it higher up so that you'd get rid of some, but other gas would get out. So I guess we don't need to do this anymore. What we really want to do is start allowing CO2 to get down there. How nasty polluted is that? Pretty nasty polluted. Did lower a bit. So we did have that CO2 and chlorine up on this level here for a while. Not really going down that way at all. Oh, also, they don't need to be going in or out of there. So it's really difficult to tell what's happening here. Huh. According to this, there's no gas at all, which is strange. Should be some sort of gas. Vacuum? Huh. Well, whatever it is. It's very cold, so that's good. Very, very cold. Oh, yeah, we should actually pump some oxygen now. So, we got oxygen going down to those areas right there. So, let's see here. This is where the floor is supposed to be. An old vent that just doesn't go anywhere. Just missed breaking it before. So we'll try just letting this out right here. Right here. See how it goes. Might have to raise like this one here up higher. We'll see. Oh, yep, he's trapped now. Most certainly trapped now. 2 of them. Nice, nice, nice. Just in case any of this oxygen tries to get out, better have a deodorizer. As always, if they're moving on a floor, they'll move faster, so might as well give them a floor. So hopefully those 2 guys that got stuck end up putting their Atmo suits back in the right spot. We'll have to check for that. Because there's a real possibility that they'll just take them off and go to bed. And they won't put them away because they didn't pass by the checkpoint. All of this is intermingling and working its way up. Hopefully it'll find its way into there eventually, and we can get back to pumping in here. We could also just toss a deodorizer like right there. So what will eventually happen when we close it off is they'll breathe all this and turn it back into CO2. So that's good. Like those two, I think. Now they are going to start coming back down in here to try and get things and potential hypothermia risks. So we should deconstruct a couple of these ladders so they can't get all the way down. And give them a ladder here and here. just to prevent that hypothermia. It's not a huge problem. It's an annoying debuff, but it's an annoying debuff you don't have to deal with, so why deal with it? Just digging out these other random cracks so that if there happens to be a Wheezewort, we get it. New printable. Okay. We have a narcoleptic who is good at everything. We have somebody who won't dig, who we're just not going to take. And a mouth breather who'll use more oxygen, who's a digger and a rancher, wants to do art. Guess we'll take our narcoleptic friend. In the event that for some reason things get too hot here, that will also need to be a ladder, so I'm just going to tell them to do that now. That needs sand. Pardon me. Okay, they did get my Wheezeworts. They'll get the rest of them eventually. So we're having some atmosphere issues because we let this caustic biome gas up here. Eventually we'll dig upwards again and it'll leave. Just trying to find paths so they can get to all this delicious leet wheat. And of course tell them they should actually be trying to get to all this delicious sleet wheat. I don't think they're going to need that, but whatever. Don't need it for that one. They've got that stuff all dug out, so everything looks good over there. I think, yeah, we will just kind of dig out of this biome here so that the gases will keep rising and the wheat will keep growing. See how fast they can move now? Yay! Still haven't gone down here, but we're not in a dire rush for any Wheezeworts. We need one Wheezewort. Actually, we need two Wheezewort. We really need a Wheezewort over here. We're in the kitchen, too. So, furniture, flower pot. I'll put several flower pots. It is just so very warm because of that area right there. So I think what we might do is we might deconstruct buildings. We're going to put another... Ooh, we don't want to deconstruct that. Cancel deconstruct. We're going to put another layer of igneous rock insulation there. I think we can also do it right here without causing any troubles, because they're going to come down and down. I've never really put all this power stuff so right adjacent to my base, and it clearly is causing some issues. So we might do one there, and then one there, and then after things cool down a bit, we can probably get rid of the other one. Looks like we're going to need one ladder to get up there. Let's see here. We have 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 beds and 22 seats. So we're good for a while. We'll probably relocate this tasteful memorial. And that one, we have plenty of space in base now. We could have a little memorial area for them. Okay, so things are looking better here. In the long run, we're going to want to be down in here, and this place is spicy. Like, we're talking 80, 90 degrees Celsius, so we won't be able to dig in from right here. We're going to have to maybe take an alternate route off of this area. Oh, okay, good deal. They dug a bunch of that stuff out. I want to dig out some more, though. Derpy. I think that'll be enough. And then... well, we'll see how they do with that. Over here, we're going to dig out... all of that. But they won't be able to get down, so better put a bridge right there. This will be a nice big area for all of that lovely steam to go, and its subsequent water. Everything's going up here. Ooh, we're getting really full. I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I might need to find more places to use water. I usually don't have to worry about that. But I just thought of one. I just don't know how hot it can be. Thimble reeds can be up to 37 degrees. And this is 34 right now. Hey, we got these built finally. So this was going to be bleached stone and organic non-slime problem. So polluted dirt rot pile. Priority 7. I should just move this. Like, at this point, it's just weird and in the way. Whatever. Someday. We'll figure it out someday. Okay, so we've dropped the CO2 level in the base significantly. Now, we almost have it to the point where we want it. This would provide constant CO2 down here. We still have a little bit of a slime lung issue, but that'll resolve itself. So, what we're gonna do is we are going to move this. We're gonna move it up. We're going to run it just long enough to get rid of the chlorine in the base. So, let's go ahead and deconstruct that. And then deconstruct it itself. Probably spill a little bit of water, but it's fine. Problem with emptying pipes is, if I empty this spot right here, the water just moves forward. Like, you would empty it for infinity. I'd have to, like, come over here and turn that off and then empty the whole thing, and it just kind of becomes a mess. So I'd rather just break the tile once. They still are walking through that nonsense. Probably because they're all groundskeepers. They all want to pick that stuff up. Pardon me. I tried to mute my mic there and it didn't work, so pardon my cough. Okay, somebody has unreachable food. which seems odd. Why would Nicola have unreachable food? Says he's idle. He's not idle. All he has to do is come down here. Okay, so somehow, okay, here's the problem from before when we saved those other dupes. One of them walked out this way, was already wearing an exosuit, and it was all hunky-dory. He's like, I'm already wearing an exosuit, it's fine. But then he didn't have a place to undock his suit, so he's been stuck out there for a few days, and he's nearly starving. But we figured it out, so we saved him. Lots of water. I'm debating whether or not to mop that up, but they're in exosuits, so it doesn't bother them. New printable available. Biohazardous, narcoleptic, biohazardous, and squeamish. Night owl, though. I'm taking you just because you're a night owl. Not even looking at anything else. So, newest person was Bert. Bert needs to go. Wow. You're a miner now. Bert. Go be an architect. And then over here, Bert needs to be on the night shift. So Harold has a friend to talk to at night. Bert. There we go. Oh yeah, a whole bunch of other people need jobs. Just skipped over that fact. Okay. We need to avoid groundskeepers. We have plenty of those. So you can be a courier. You can be, well, that's technically a groundskeeper. Running out of stuff you're actually good at and that we actually want to have happen. So I guess you can be a plumber anyway. She'd like to be a research assistant, so why not? She'll just master other stuff faster. You will not be an art student ever. You're terrible. You can be an architect. You can be the electrical engineer, number 3. And you should be a miner. With those kind of skills, Catalina, you should be a miner, dear. Okay, yep, didn't forget anybody. Oh, the whole, that's why, this is why we lost all of our CO2. Like, we just keep digging down in different interesting areas and just completely lose all of our stuff. Oh. We weren't thinking hard enough. Forgot to build one right there. Ugh, really? We don't need to... I wish you could disable disinfect on a mass scale. I really don't need people wasting their time disinfecting ladders. That is just silly. Okay, we're gonna build that one, then they'll be able to reach back over here. And when they dig all of this stuff out... Oh. I failed to think about how they'd actually get out and break this. That is a bit of a problem. What are we going to do with that? We don't actually need that there because they can just walk all the way down. I guess what would be the smart money would be to break the tiles right there and then just dig back over and build a wall back. Ooh, that's getting full. we're going to deconstruct that right now. And we are going to go to food. We're going to go with a hydroponic farm. We're going to build this many hydroponic farm tiles. Hopefully that's not too many. And then we're going to take the plumbing we just broke. Oh, we don't even need to reroute it. That's great. We're just going to So, I showed you how to do the oxygen. It's really not as big of a deal because these take so few. You don't have to split it equally. It'll just fill up. We're gonna put that vent back now. So I don't have to split it like I do with the oxygen because there's 10 kilograms of polluted water per tile in that pipe, and these take. Because we're going to be growing these thimble reeds so that we can have access to way more reed fibers at any given moment. But these fellers here take 160 kilograms per cycle. Wow, that's a lot more than I thought. Oh well, it's fine. It'll all work out. I don't run it just all the way through the bottom because sometimes they just stop sending the water for some reason. So I do always split it up above or below. So we're going to come back over here. Oh, 35 reed seeds. Wow. I have tried just submerging them in polluted water, and that does not work. If you're growing them, you actually have to put them into irrigated tiles or regular farm tiles, but then they have to constantly deliver polluted water to it, which can be a bit of a hassle. So I find it best just to tap it into my other systems. Oh, I thought of one more thing we need to do before we seal this off. Alright, we're at a great length for a video, so we're going to stop here. Thanks again for joining us at the Glider Gaming channel and visiting our Rustic Dreamland. I hope you all have a great night. Bye-bye.